Day 25, 75 refined. We are 1/3 of the way through it, and I know I'm having a good time, really enjoying going through the Bible reading, enjoying all the aspects of this. It's been challenging, but it has been good. Trying to drink the water. Just refilled that. All right, so let's get into it. Let's first do our quote of the day. So this comes from Dr. Jordan Peterson. He says, "You're going to pay the price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose not to pay the price. You only get to choose which poison you're going to take." Very interesting. Choose wisely. We are wrapping up First Kings today, so this is where we see verses chapters 12 through 22. So we see that the kingdom splits. Rehoboam refuses to lighten the heavy burdens that were placed on the people by Solomon. And so 10 tribes break away to follow Jeroboam. I know the names sound very familiar. And so from this point on, there are two kingdoms. There's the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom, which is Judah, and then also the tribe of Benjamin, which was almost wiped out, so it's a small tribe. But Jeroboam creates a counterfeit religion to keep people from traveling to Jerusalem. He sets up golden calves at Bethel and Dan. And then this echoes what we see in Exodus with the golden calf there. And it becomes the defining sin of the northern kingdom. Prophets begin to confront and rebuke the kings. A, quote, man of God rebukes Jeroboam's altar and even predicts the future king Josiah, who will destroy centuries later. And the northern kingdom becomes unstable. Several kings rise and fall very quickly. And then we get Ahab comes to the throne in 1 Kings 16. This is where it gets really, really wild and interesting. So Ahab and Jezebel promote Baal worship, right? And the scriptures say that Ahab provoked the Lord more than all the kings before him. He made God big mad. And so Elijah appears. This is where we see Elijah come into the scene. So he announces a drought that directly challenges Baal and the supposed storm and fertility god. So this is Baal's thing, right? Baal is the god of fertility. He's the god of storms, but nothing. We're not going to have this. No rain, total drought. The widow's son is raised. We see this. Elijah praising God restores the dead boy to life. This is the first recorded resurrection miracle through a prophet. And once again, we're talking about foreshadowing Jesus, the law and the prophets, and Jesus himself being risen and also raising people from the dead. And the key distinction with Jesus is that while Jesus raised people from the dead, Jesus raised himself from the dead. And that's powerful. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, you got to love it. And Elijah challenges the prophets of Baal to see which God will answer by fire. Is it going to be Baal or is it going to be the living God? And this is the best part. So most translations don't do justice with what is actually being said here when Elijah mocks Baal and the prophets of Baal. They say maybe he's thinking, maybe he's busy, maybe he's traveling, and some of those are true. But the Hebrew phrase most likely means maybe he's relieving himself, or if we want to be crass, maybe he's pooping. So this is just Elijah just being a troll, and it's one of the best moments in the Bible. Well, it's one of the best moments in the Old Testament. But then what does he do? He builds his altar. He douses it in water. He builds a trench, pours 4 gallons of water in the trench, and fire comes down from heaven, consumes all of it, consumes the stones, everything. And so the people respond, "The Lord, he is God." Elijah collapses emotionally after this. Here we have this great victory from Elijah. He ends up killing 450 prophets of Baal. and then Jezebel's mean to him, and then he goes on the run. And he's just being a big old baby. and he's on the run. But so after this victory, he flees, and he actually tells God, "Please take my life." But God instead feeds him, lets him rest, and then speaks to him in a still small voice, a gentle whisper. Jezebel arranges false accusations so that Ahab can take Naboth's land, and Elijah pronounces judgment. We also see where Elisha is raised up, and Ahab dies exactly as is foretold. A battle, a random arrow strikes him. Despite his disguise, God's word still stands. So again, a lot happened here in a very, short period of time. And again, we see, I mentioned Elisha being raised up. Elijah raises the widow's son through prayer, and Jesus later raises a widow's son. So we see the parallels there. The people recognize the connection and say, a great prophet has come, but an even greater prophet is coming. And who is that? It's Christ. So these are the Christ threads that we're seeing. Jesus is greater than Elijah. Elijah asks God to restore life. Jesus simply commands life. And we see that, look at the difference there. Elijah, depending on the translation you're looking at, says, please, please. He's pleading with God. Jesus is God. So Jesus just commands the life, and it happens. All right, so day 26 is tomorrow. We're starting a whole new book of the Bible, 2 Kings. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings. Man, we're flying. We're flying. We're a third of the way through there. Once again, I want to hear what you thought. What'd you think about as you wrapped up 1 Kings? What stood out to you? What jumped out to you? What are you struggling with in your readings? What are the things that you're reading? You're like, man, I don't really understand what this is about, or what's the significance of this. So leave it down in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps get this out there for more people to maybe get a hold of 75 Refined. Maybe they do it themselves. So go ahead and hit that like button, throw a comment in there. Make sure you're already subscribed if you're not already, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when these videos do come out. That's all I have for you today. Hope you guys have a great day. Praying for you. I'm thankful for you, and we will see you tomorrow.